Well, good afternoon, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope you all are having a great day. I'm actually happy that I've got this kitchen that I'm working on, building cabinets and things, because that means I'm at home and I can keep up with all of the news that's happening. And right now, the NFL, technically the new year isn't until next Wednesday, but work has already been done. There is really, I don't even know why they call it the NFL new league year, because it's an arbitrary date, because free agency actually starts 2 days before it. And teams right now are beginning the process of getting under the cap by letting go some of the veteran players that are out there to get themselves in a better position to get free agents, or just to get underneath the cap so that way they can do their business. Now, the Cowboys at the moment, we got $3.8 million in salary cap. Somehow we ended up getting an extra $1.5 million, $1.5 million between yesterday and today. And at some point in the next few days, they will finalize the NFL salary cap with the official number of what it's going to be, along with the rollover money that'll come in. And the Cowboys have almost $19 million in rollover money. So the Cowboys do have some money, and of course, they have a little over 24 hours to either get Osa's deal finalized, or to keep anybody else from being able to bid on him, put on the franchise tag. So the Cowboys, I think, at the moment are trying to get their deal done with Micah Parsons to get some cash, and then be able to hammer away to finish the final details on Osa and Odighizuwa's contract. In your mind, you know, we sit here and we think about how much a guy's being paid, okay? Because we keep thinking about the money like it was last year's money. But literally, there's going to be $25 to $30 million more this year. That's a fact. And so that changes the scale of things. I mean, when you think about, I think the first salary cap was $32 million back when Troy Aikman was still playing. And it's continued to go up, with the only exception being because of COVID. You got to look at the numbers are going to constantly grow. You can go to the grocery store right now and you can see that eggs, the price of that keeps on growing. It ain't going down. It keeps on growing. You know, I remember I used to go get a can of gas. I could get myself a can of gas, whole can full, for 50 cents. More than I could carry home to go ahead and put in the lawnmower. But it ain't 50 cents no more. So we've got that going. Now, there is Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, who got himself a new contract some years back, is due a $7.5 million roster bonus. I was trying to find out what day is the last day that the Rams can have him on the roster before that bonus kicks in. And his roster number, his cap number is $29 million. If they cut him pre-June 1st, it drops down to 22. The thing I don't know is if that $7.5 million is also, if they cut him before the roster bonus becomes guaranteed, then they don't incur that as well. I don't know, which would mean that they would have to take $15 million of it. They would rather trade him because somebody will take on their contract. Because see, here's what we got with Debo. See, here's the thing. I always say either give up picks or money, but you don't want to have to do both. And the thing with Debo was Washington was adamant about getting him. Maybe if Washington had not traded for him, it might have been conceivable that he got cut. It might have been. But right now, you keep hearing $21 million is the compensation that they have to pay him. His actual cap number is $17 million. Now, there are triggers that are still there. What they could do, Washington-wise, could just keep it like it is and just say it's a 1-year rental. We're going to bite the bullet for the $17 million. They could hit the trigger and put like $10 million of it into a void year and pay it the next year, or they could go ahead and sign him to a longer contract. This is what Momo's like. Well, they'll just sign him to a longer contract. I'm not sure that I do, because I look at the production, and the production's been going down since 2021, and he's been injured, and he's showed up a little bit out of shape. He's overweight and things, and last year he only had a 40% success rate, and this is when they needed him most. Of course, you were hearing Momo say, well, that's because he was getting double covered and everything else. Okay, well, you're getting paid a lot of money to be able to still catch the ball when you're double covered. Hell, if that was the case, then we'd be okay with CeeDee Lamb getting like 600 or 700, because he's constantly double covered. So that's their issue to deal with. So if Cooper Kupp is traded, it's best for the Rams. They get compensation, and they don't necessarily have to take on all of the salary. You could go through and say, well, if you trade for him, we'll eat part of it, you take part of it, everybody's happy. Or you just wait for him to be cut. I believe that Cooper Kupp is going to be cut. When you see that teams only gave up a fifth for Debo, there's not going to be a lot of people storming down, because, again, Cooper Kupp has been injured. If he's cut, then you can write him a new contract. For example, Russell Wilson, Denver ate the dead money on Russell Wilson. They just cut him. And it ended up being the Steelers basically picked him up for a couple $1 million. It might have been $1 million, because he was already getting paid a boatload of money from the deal in Denver. So the Steelers were like, just come play for us and try and rejuvenate your career. Ideally, that's what you want to have happen if you're the Cowboys. Because if they can get a Cooper Kupp, and let's say it's a 1-year prove-it deal that's full of incentives, then that's going to be best for you, because you're not giving up any draft capital. For the Cowboys, even though we do have 3 5s, or is it 4 5s? 3 5s. You've got plenty of 5s you can say you can give up with, but I don't know that I want to spend $17 million, because see, Washington in their mind is, oh, we got a lot of salary cap space. You do. But when you take $17 million of that as one chunk, it drops them down to 69. Now, I'd love to have $69 million to work with. And the Cowboys can, if they get these things done. And it seems like the Cowboys are beginning to have a sense of urgency to try and get these things done. Look for the Cowboys to, like I said, this week is big. This week is huge. Look for this week for the Cowboys, like everybody else, to start cutting players. And you're going to see some big name players that people are expecting to be cut as teams try and get underneath the salary cap. As well as contracts to be restructured. And I have this, you guys, if you watch me on a regular, I'm telling you that things are not like they used to be with the Joneses and the Dallas Cowboys. That the Cowboys all of a sudden have a sense of urgency, it seems, like they've never had. When they started working on CeeDee Lamb, it was just CeeDee and Dak. We're not caring about anybody else's contracts. Right now, they're trying to work on Osa, which is a big one, Micah, which is a huge-ass one, early, as well as other guys, so they don't hit free agent market. And it feels like, I won't say the panic button, that they're hitting the panic button, that they're worried about losing these guys, but it seems like, if you want to call it a sense of urgency, but it's like the Cowboys are scrambling to get shit done like they've never done before. I have a theory about why that is, but I'm almost where I need to go, so I'll give that to you guys a little bit later. But yeah, I have a theory on why it is that I think the Cowboys have a sense of urgency. So look for Cooper Kupp to be released, and look for the Cowboys to at least talk to him. And mind you, one thing that the Cowboys haven't done in the past is talk to people. I always say everybody can teach you something if your mind is open to it, and there's nothing wrong with having a conversation. A conversation does not commit you to anyone or anything. And they should have talked to Derrick Henry. They should have talked to Hopkins. They should have talked to Von Miller, because you don't know what a person might do that really wants to be on your team. They may be willing to say, you know what? Derrick Henry might have said, hey, I'll come to Dallas for $6 million because I want to play in front of my hometown where I got a house. I got taxes. I got my home there. It's easy for me. I got friends and all that to be there. They might say, I want even more because I'm playing for the Cowboys and I'm going to bring more people in the stands. But you don't know if you don't talk to them. And so I hope that they're turning over every stone and talking to everybody and make the best decisions possible. Alrighty, good people. As always, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you soon.